Hello everyone, this is Win Voice. I'm so happy to deliver you Captain Udeka's rating. Today's topic is the major cycle, time, and space of the grand universe. Space was created from infinity. Time was created from infinity. Time was created after space. Each planet has its own space. Each planet has its own time. Every planet has a different flow of time. In the first major cycle of the grand universe, space was created. As the first stage of space creation, the concept of point was introduced by the first source creator. In the first major cycle of the grand universe, the working of the point was expanded and the line was created by the cooperation of the first source creator and the second source creator. The working of the line was expanded and the plane was created by the cooperation of the three source creators. At the end of the first major cycle of the grand universe, the planes were expanded and overlapped. And thus, the trinity of the space, point, line, and plane was completed. Space was separated through the plane as space in space was made. The dimensions in the Mugu were finally completed. Time was created from the space by the fourth source creator in the second major cycle of the grand universe. As time was created in space, the concept of present time was born. During the second major cycle of the grand universe, the direction of time was created by the directional energy in the space. The space and time that were born in the first and second major cycle of the grand universe do not mean the space and time that mankind is experiencing now. The space and time born in the first and second major cycle are the space and time of the non-material world. As the universe evolves, the birth of space and time in the non-material world brought about the birth of space and time in the material world. The third major cycle of the grand universe, only Mugu and Tegu existed as non-material world. Space was created in the non-material world, and the time was created in the space of non-material world. As time went by in the space of non-material world, the creation of life in the non-material world began. Over the course of third major cycle of the grand universe, the basic design for the creation of a protist or single-celled organisms was created from the three intangible deep layers in the non-material world. The design for the life creation was planned in the intangible deep layer. A mid-level design for the life birth was planned in the intangible middle layer. The detailed design of the lower units for the life birth was planned in the tangible superficial layer. For the creation and birth of life, the blueprint for life creation in the non-material world was designed in a triple structure from the beginning. The triple structure for the life creation in the non-material world consists of the following principles. It consists of the intangible machinery in the intangible deep layer, the intangible machinery in the intangible middle layer, and the intangible machinery in the tangible superficial layer. At the end of third major cycle of the grand universe, the basic design for the creation and birth of life in the non-material world was completed, and the creation and birth of life in the non-material world were completed in the cosmic laboratory. At the end of the third major cycle of the grand universe, the design to create stars and planets were completed, and experiments to create stars and planets were conducted in the special places where the non-material world and the material world are overlapped. With the successful completion of experiments for the creation and birth of life in the non-material world, the universe was fully ready to create and operate the material world in which spirit souls can experience matter. This is the beginning of the fourth major cycle of the grand universe. In the fourth major cycle of the grand universe, the space and time of the material world we are experiencing were created and born for the first time. As time began to flow in the space of the material world for the first time in the fourth major cycle of the grand universe, the creation and birth of life were accomplished in the material world, not in the non-material world. During the fourth major cycle of the grand universe, galaxies were created and galaxies were born in the material world. During the fourth major cycle of the grand universe, stars in the material world were created and born. As time flowed in space, space in space appeared. As time flowed again in the space in space, the integration of time flowing in the space in space led to the coexistence of the non-material world and the material world. During the fourth major cycle of the grand universe, the universe evolved into 9 dimensions through the differentiation of dimensions. At the same time, the evolution of each dimension proceeded. Each planet has its own unique space and time. The birth of space and time on a planet is determined by the energy membrane that gives birth to the planet. 3 membranes must be installed to operate a planet. On the outermost side, the membrane of space, which forms the space of the planet, is installed. When the energy membrane to determine the time of planet is installed on the middle layer of the planet, time begins to flow on the planet. At the innermost layer of the planet is installed the energy membrane that gives birth to life on the planet and protects life. This is called the membrane of life birth in the universe. Each planet is equipped with the energy membrane to determine the flow of time, which is unique for each planet. The membrane of time on a planet is linked to the dimension of the grand universe. The membrane of time on a planet is also connected to the energy system of the planet Gaia. The membrane of time on a planet is also connected to the gravitational system of the planet. By using the membrane of time on the planet, you can traverse the timeline of the planet, so-called time travel. There are also planets in the universe that have been destroyed by the wrong touch of the membrane of time. The membrane of time on a planet is strictly controlled and managed by the time administrators and the dimension administrators of the universe through spaceships. The membrane of space on a planet is equipped with a system that allows access to the planet. The membrane of space on a planet acts as the stargate of the planet. According to the evolutionary path of a planet, some planets are isolated and blocked from the outside, while outer planets are open to the outside planets freely. The Earth has been a strictly blocked planet. The membrane of space on the Earth was temporarily opened by necessity. However, the stargate of the Earth is now completely blocked from the outside, but not to the outside. After the Earth's dimensional ascension, the membrane of space on the Earth will be strengthened. When the Earth becomes the Jami one of the material world, the stargate of the Earth will be controlled and managed strictly by the Cosmic Federation spaceship and will become the hub airport of the grand universe. March 7, 2019, Udeka writes, translated by Winvoice. Thank you for watching this. See you next Monday. Bye.